Your body doesn't care about hitting some random number on the scale. What it does care about is getting stronger, fitter, and healthier. And all these 4 markers, consistency, strength, endurance, body composition, energy, and sleep, tell you exactly how you're progressing. Hi, my name is Mo Gayas. Essentially, I'm a kid who's obsessed with winning. Hello. Welcome to Healthy Systems Podcast. I'm your host, Coach Mo. And today's Healthy System, the topic today is actually a fitness topic. And I think almost every single one of you can relate to this topic. So the topic is regarding the weight loss scale, because far too often you might be seeing results, but the scale is not moving. So today we'll talk about here's how to tell if you're actually losing fat, even if the scale is stagnant or plateaued. So I want to talk about this topic because this topic messes with a lot of people's heads when they're trying to get in shape, right? It's the weighing scale. So you hop on every weekend expecting to see a drop, and it's the same number as last week, or sometimes it's even worse, right? It's gone up a pound or 2, and it's instantly you feel like all the work you're putting in is pointless. You go running to your trainer, you go running to Coach Mo, and you're like, man, I've been doing this. I've been doing the work. It's been 6 months. It's been 9 months. It's been a year. And I'm not seeing the results. The weight loss is not happening, right? But here's the thing. The scale is one of the worst ways to measure your progress. What it is that it is a tool. And I want you to look at it as a tool, but it's not the full story, right? So today I'm going to show you 4 better ways to track your progress so you can see how far you've really come, even if the number on the scale is not changing, right? So let's start with number 1, the segment 1 of this series, which is why the scale lies. So first, let's address why the scale can mess with your head, right? So if we look at what the scale measures, it measures water weight as well. So if you had more salt the night before with your dinner, or it's that time of the month as a female, you can hold 3 to 5 pounds of water overnight. So you wake up in the morning, you weigh yourself, and boom, you're 3 to 5 pounds heavier. And that just messes with you. You think that it is fat, but it's not. It's just water weight, right? Just with the salt from dinner last night, if you, for example, whenever I go to Chipotle and I get their cilantro rice, they have a lot of salt in them, a lot of sodium. My weight the next morning spikes up, right? It's just water weight. It's just the sodium is retaining water in my body, right? That's not fat gain. In order to gain 3 to 5 pounds of fat, you need to eat around 3,500 calories per pound of fat. That is almost like 10,000 extra calories on top of your maintenance, which is almost impossible. A reasonable person cannot do that. So water weight, just remember that the scale is measuring the water weight. So whether it's that time of the month if you're a female, or if you just had some rice with extra salt on them, boom, it's going to show that. Second thing is muscle gain, right? So if you're lifting weights, you're building lean muscle tissue, which weighs more than fat, which makes you look tighter, but the scale shows no difference. So if you look at the scale, if you lost 1 pound of fat, but you put on 1 pound of muscle, the net effect is 0. So you think, I'm not making any progress, but it's like, no, your body composition is changing. You're reducing body fat, you're increasing lean muscle tissue, right? Which is a great win. Like, amazing win. I would rather you do that than even lose 10 pounds on the scale, for example. And then also sometimes there's food in your stomach. So the only time I tell my clients to weigh themselves is first thing in the morning after using the bathroom on an empty stomach with minimal clothes on, right? Some people be weighing themselves after lunch while having clothes on too. It's like now the margin of error is so high because you just had food, but you're also wearing work shoes, you're wearing clothes that can all be 3 to 4 pounds, right? Sometimes even higher. So the only number we care about is the one that's done first thing in the morning after using bathroom, empty stomach, minimal clothing on. So remember, chasing that one number as your only measure of success, which can have so many variables causing it to go wrong, that's a fast track to frustration. You're going to be very frustrated. So let's throw all of that out and focus on the real progress markers. What are they? So now let's talk about those, right? The 4 real ways to track progress. Number 1 is workout consistency, right? That's the foundation. So one of my clients, for example, came up to me recently and she was very frustrated because the scale was not moving. But when I looked at the data, she had done 331 workouts in the last year. 331 workouts, right? That's nearly 6 workouts a week. And our workouts are not easy, right? You're going to get stronger and you're going to build some muscle, right? That's nearly 6 workouts a week, right? Not that she did that every week. She's been with us for a year and a half. So, but on average, let's say she did 4 workouts a week, which adds up to over 248 hours of moving her body. That's like 10 straight days of pure activity, right? So if you're training that consistently, your strength, your cardio, and energy levels are on a completely different level than you were a year ago because you did 331 workouts. You can't BS that, right? So no matter what the scale says, track your sessions, not just your weight, because you are making progress. There's no way you're getting through all these workouts and not making progress. It's just the progress is body composition, which means body recomposition, which means you're turning the fat is going down in your body and you're putting on lean muscle mass. And that's helping you get these workouts done and get stronger and stronger. And strength is amazing across the board. Men, women, elderly, young, anybody, stronger people. Strength just helps you in all areas of life. You'll be able to move better. Your brain thinks better. You're sharper. You're able to just be better in your life. So whether it comes to your relationships with your spouse, with your kids, you can actually participate in more activities, but also you'll be way more productive at work as well. So remember that. The second thing I want to talk about is stop asking only, what do I weigh? And start asking, how much more can I squat? How much more can I lift, in terms of, bench pressing, deadlifting, any of those, right? Compared to 3 months ago, compared to 6 months ago, compared to 9 months ago. So measure those metrics as well. How far can you walk? How far can you jog without getting winded, right? How many push-ups or pull-ups can you do now? And these are the kind of wins that translate into a stronger, healthier body, not just a smaller, number on the scale. So remember that. Third thing I want to talk about is body recomposition. I kind of mentioned it earlier, but basically take your waist, take your hip and arm measurements once a month, right? So if you're that dedicated, you can certainly do that. And if you're not, you can also just do it simply by seeing how your clothes are fitting. So have the same shirt, wear it every month, see how it fits, right? And you might weigh the same, but that same pants, so that same shirt is much more looser and arms are much more defined. That is fat loss and muscle gain happening at the same time. So the reason the same clothes fit better or the pants feel looser is because you're losing fat and you're building muscle, which is a great thing. But the scale will not show any of that. The scale most likely will keep you frustrated, right? So just remember these things. Obviously, I like looking at the scale. The scale is a tool that we use. It tells us that, hey, now we're on the, we're in the right side of the story. But at the same time, the scale is not everything. Don't let scale frustrate you and lead you to binge eat or lead you in a guilt trap. Use the scale as a tool. It's just a number. It's telling you some feedback around your body, right? So then, for example, when I look at a scale, if the number is really high, I'm like, yeah, those rice I had last night, not the best move. Maybe I don't need to have them next time. Or I can modify them with just regular rice that don't have as much salt in them. So that's how you can look at the scale. Another thing is far too often to really make a dent on the scale, you really need to dial in your nutrition side of things. And in this podcast, I'm not going to talk as much about nutrition. I just want you to celebrate the wins of your workouts and the wins of your strength. But nutrition plays a huge role when it comes to the scale, right? Workouts, on the other hand, play a huge role when it comes to getting you stronger, getting your body more toned, etc. And then the last thing I want to talk about is energy in daily life, right? So this is one of the ways you can measure progress, which is, are you sleeping better? Do you feel less drained at work? The stairs at work, are they easier now, right? The same client, I remember telling me, she said at her workplace, one day the elevators broke and it was like she's in a huge building, one of those high rises in a downtown. And she's like, I just took the stairs and it was like on 27th floor and I didn't have any problem. So those are all great wins, meaning she's built strong leg muscles. She's built some great endurance. So she doesn't have to wait like everybody else for 2 hours for the elevators to get fixed. So at the end of the day, these are all wins and none of these show up on a scale, but it's the proof that your body is actually changing for the better. So here's the little mindset shift for you, little reframe. Your body doesn't care about hitting some random number on the scale. What it does care about is getting stronger, fitter, and healthier. And all these 4 markers, consistency, strength, endurance, body composition, energy, and sleep, tell you exactly how you're progressing. So track those. and you'll see you're miles ahead of where you were 3 months ago, 6 months ago, or even 12 months ago, even if your weight has not changed much. So if you're sick of just letting the scale mess with your head, just do this. Start tracking these 4 things every week, right? Those 4 things that I talked about. Start tracking. Number 1, the workout consistency. How many workouts have you done? Start tracking your strength and endurance gains. How much progress have you made on individual exercises? Start looking at your clothes. Are they fitting better? And then lastly, are you sleeping better? Do you feel less drained at work? How do you feel subjectively? And if all of those things, you still find yourself in a trap where you're like, man, year after year, I keep setting these weight loss goals and I get frustrated and I give up and I make no progress, then it might be time to hire a coach or a trainer. And that's what we do at Training with the Titans. I have a full team. We coach a lot of clients. We've done it for over 2,000 clients. We have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of testimonials of other people that, worked with us over the last decade. So if you want more personalized help, you want a coach to guide you step by step, you want weekly accountability, you want us to build your workouts, you want us to talk to you every single day, then that maybe you'd be a great fit for our coaching. And to just get to know more about our coaching, just go to our website. It's just twtt.us. It's just short for Training with the Titans. So twtt.us. Or if you follow me on Instagram or on Facebook, it's just Mo Gaius, MOE. G as in George, H as in horse, I as in India, A as in apple, S as in Sam. Mo Gaius, just shoot me a message. Be like, hey, I listen to the podcast. We'd love to know more about the coaching. And then we can talk more. But overall, I don't run any sponsorships on this. We've had some people reach out to sponsor for this podcast. I just don't like it. This podcast is for me to talk directly to you, give free value. I think we're close to about 150, 200 episodes now. And yeah, Training with the Titans, our coaching is the only thing that sponsors it. So at the end of the day, if you want to give back and you want to actually take your body to the next level, take your health and physique to the next level and actually get expert coaching, just shoot me the DM or just go to our website, book a call, and then we'll talk and see how we can help you. And then we can talk about the next steps. But I hope this helped you. Don't let the scale ruin your day. Don't let the scale ruin your week. Don't let the scale ruin your month. At the end of the day, there's a lot more things happening to your body as a result of health and fitness that are actually really, really good for you. So hope this helps, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you for listening to the Healthy Systems podcast. I really appreciate you for tuning in today. Now, here are 2 ways I can help you for free. 1, you can join our free Facebook community by just going to this link, bit.ly/Titan Facebook group. Just type that into your browser and then answer 2 questions, and then we'll let you into our Facebook community where you'll meet other people, as well as we have a lot of free resources in terms of meal plans, workouts, all kinds of stuff in there. Second way I can help you for free is if you follow me on Instagram at Mo Gaius, MOE, G as in George, H as in horse, I as in India, A as in apple, S as in Sam. Follow me there and then shoot me a message with the word Healthy Systems, and then I'll be sure to send you a free gift. Other than that, keep listening in, and I really appreciate you.